The being a head men and women's coach at a school as prestigious as Georgetown, head coaches have it's a very rarefied world.
Mhm.
Were you able to get away from the business part of it to be able to coach every day?
I was, but I would say that was the biggest challenge for me just from a time management standpoint. I think you don't necessarily realize until you're in a director's role, like the amount, an expansive amount of responsibility.
Hmm.
My husband and I own small business here in Washington D.C., and he's the owner and you know runs the show. And we always compared my position to that position because as a director of track and field, I think you really are like a CEO.
Yeah.
A
Oh,
lot of stakeholders, there's a lot of people that you're serving in your community. There's a fundraising element of it. There's an operational element of it. Budgets, alumni. There's so many components, and I think that was probably the balancing act that I think I was starting to nail it like later, but the first year or two, I was like, oh my gosh, there's so much happening. But you kind of just have to decide what it is that you stand for and where you want to focus your efforts. And we actually did a ton of alumni outreach at Georgetown over those 4 years and started some really incredible alumni programming. We started even a podcast this year where we would interview our members of our community and just kind of get some more stories out there of what they were doing and what had happened. So that was gaining some really neat traction. So we were trying to think outside the box. And I definitely started to call upon my staff a lot more as I got more comfortable in the role. But yeah, sometimes I felt like I was showing up to practice with so many other things on my mind. So as I got more and more comfortable in the role, I really tried to make separation so that I could be fully present. I directly coached the women. So we had anywhere between 20 and 24 on the roster at any given time. So for them to have my full presence was really important.